One of the most notorious school shooters pleads guilty in the Parkland attack.
New technology gives a breath of fresh air.
And find out how you can get your prescriptions flown right to your door.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Joining us on ntTV News at Noon, I'm Michael Matthews.
And I'm Chanel Young.
Nicholas Cruz, the gunman responsible for the 2018 massacre at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School, pleaded guilty in a Florida courtroom Wednesday afternoon. The 23-year-old now faces life in prison, or if the jury decides, the death penalty. CNN's Camila Bernal has the story.
How do you wish to plead?
Guilty.
An emotional day in court for the families of victims of the Parkland school shooting.
Hearing all of those people and how they died. I mean, 12 shots, 8 shots, 3 shots.
17 counts of murder.
Count 13.
And 17 counts of attempted murder read out loud. Each time, Nicholas Cruz giving the same response.
Guilty.
And offering a short apology after the judge accepted his plea.
I am very sorry for what I did, and I have to live with it every day.
If he wanted to apologize, he shouldn't have murdered Gina and the other 16 people that day.
Tony Montalto's 14-year-old daughter was among the 17 killed in the massacre of students and faculty members at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School.
She was had a smile that lit up a room. She was kind-hearted and always looked to help others.
Prosecutors plan to pursue the death penalty when the sentencing phase begins on January 4th. The shooter's fate will fall to a jury.
I think he deserves as much of a chance as he gave my daughter and everyone else on February 14th of 2018.
And the community hoping the end of the legal fight can bring them closure.
He has sucked all of the energy out of so many people, and we have to stop allowing him the power to take anything else from us.
I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
There are new updates in the search for Brian Laundrie, the missing man whose fiancée Gabby Petito was found murdered last month. CNN's Daryl Forges has more. Take a look.
37 days after Brian Laundrie was reportedly last seen, human remains were found in a Florida park.
Probability is strong that it is Brian's remains.
A source close to the investigation says it may take some time to officially identify the remains based on their condition.
These items were found in an area that up until recently have been underwater.
The grim discovery made on the day Laundrie's parents were assisting in the search for their son. According to the family's attorney, Laundrie's father also stumbled upon some of his son's personal items.
At some point, Chris locates what's called a dry bag. The dry bag is a white bag, is laying in the woods, I'll say 20 feet or so off the trail. At that time, law enforcement officers showed him a picture on the phone of a backpack that law enforcement had located also nearby.
Brian Laundrie is considered a person of interest in the death of his fiancée, Gabby Petito. Laundrie refused to talk to law enforcement when Petito's parents reported her missing. Then days later, he also disappeared. His parents gave investigators tips on where Brian liked to hike and camp in the extensive Carlton Reserve, but have otherwise been silent on the advice of their attorney.
Now's not the right time to talk about, the situation with Gabby. Right now, we're going to wait for the forensic results to come in, and, we may revisit this in the future.
In Northport, Florida, I'm Daryl Forges.
Chanel, did you know October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month?
Yes, I did, Michael. This month we recognize and support any victims of domestic violence. Our own Nomi Sanchez tells us how UNT is helping victims in our community. Nomi, what can you tell us?
Thank you, Chanel. Well, the population of domestic violence abuse victims is a big one, ranging from women, men, and even teenagers. Studies show that 75% of Texans claim they would report any experience of domestic violence abuse, but yet only 20% of victims actually do. To help fight this cause, the UNT Police Officer Department is offering resources to students needing to report a case or any students who just need the additional help.
Of course, I want them to come and report it to us because that, we can, hopefully we can help them. But if they're not comfortable coming and talking to police, find other resources. So if they're a UNT student, I definitely suggest the survivor advocates.
Now, if you have a pair of gently used clothes and want to help this cause here at the Union in the 4th floor, you can always find this box. It's the Heels on the Move to Heal charity box where you can donate your clothes to help assist families affected by domestic violence abuse. This is Naomi Sanchez reporting live. Back to you.
Thanks, Naomi. On a lighter note, campus is bright and sunny this morning. It's nice not having to break a sweat just to walk around.
I know. It's a pleasant autumn morning out there. Hopefully things don't heat up too much again. I was starting to enjoy the chilly weather. Can I expect more, Justine?
Well, Michael and Chanel, I have some bad news for you and other fall lovers out there. It will be heating up again after this week, but here is what our weather looks like right now. It's 69 degrees, feels like 72, and northeast winds of 8 miles per hour. On to tonight, we can expect it to be 57, feeling about 55 with northeast winds of 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, you can expect it to be 83, feeling about the same as 83, and more of those northeast winds of 10 miles per hour. Now, that's all I have right now, but tune in later for a full weather report. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Justine. After the break, we have more developments in the January 6th Capitol riot.
And find out how new technology is saying see you later to CO2. Stay with us. Attorney General Merrick Garland is expected to appear before the House Judiciary Committee for the hearing. The hearing is regarding the January 6th Capitol insurrection. The House will get ready to approve a criminal contempt resolution for Steve Bannon during Garland's testimony. Bannon did not comply with the investigation into the January 6th attack. The Justice Department will make a decision on whether to prosecute Bannon if criminal contempt resolution is approved. Currently, 600 people who allegedly participated in the attack have been charged.
Now, we have all seen the historical courthouse on the Denton Square, but what most Dentonites don't know is the construction of the new Denton County Administrative Courthouse. ntTV's Christine Guevara has more on the latest landmark.
The Denton County Administrative Courthouse is officially open for business. You can find the 4-story building on number 1 Courthouse Drive. I sat down with Denton County Judge Andy Eads to discuss what this new courthouse is all about.
You know, this new courthouse was built so that we could consolidate some of our services over here to this main campus here on Loop 288. It's been a great build out over many years. The voters approved this overall concept of this whole campus in 2008. So we've been working on this project since 2007.
Construction began around the time of the pandemic, causing a delay in completion. But the courthouse was well worth the wait as it offers many new features for the people of Denton.
Yeah, the way to compare this building to the courthouse on the squares, we have expanded public space and meeting space for after hours, civic events, meeting rooms where we could have dinners and seminars and workshops. And also the public will have more opportunities to engage with their government here at the Commissioner's Court with additional seating in our courtroom.
This campus serves as the new home to the offices of the Health Department, Elections and Administration, IT Department, Facilities, Adult Probation, and finally, the Administrative Courthouse. And with the historic courthouse on the square being a heartbeat of civic life for over 100 years, it played a great role in the making of this new building.
For our UNT students, I think it's great that you're here in Denton, and I encourage you to go and check out the courthouse on the square before you leave town, maybe before you graduate. Come check out this new landmark, because if you may be bringing back a future Eagle here to UNT and to Denton County, and they could come check out this courthouse as well.
The official ribbon cutting will take place next month and will be open to the public to experience.
We're all doing our part to maintain the environment, right? Well, these two companies in Iceland are slowing down the climate crisis with an unexpected innovation: carbon-sucking fans. In an effort to remove as much greenhouse gas from the atmosphere, Swiss experts at the Orca plant will use the vacuum-like machines to literally suck the gas in. Orca currently removes about 10 metric tons of carbon dioxide every day, which is about the same amount emitted by 800 cars per day in the U.S.
Those are some hefty fans. Right now, they're only in Iceland, but I wonder if we'll start seeing them around eventually.
Good question, Michael. Those fans are meant to fix the climate or long-term weather patterns. Our weather anchor Justine Ahrens is back with a full look at what we can expect in the short term. What do you have, Justine?
Well, Michael and Chanel, before I get into what the next week has for us, let's look at our weather right now across North Texas. Temperatures are ranging from the low 60s to the high 60s to the low 70s. Like I said before, Denton is 69, Dallas is at 70, McKinney is at 71, and Fort Worth is at 65. Across the state, temperatures are similar, with an exception for Amarillo being at in the low 50s at 57. El Paso 61, Abilene 67, and Austin 70. Now let's take a look at our 7-day forecast to see what we have for the next week. Today should be sunny with temperatures ranging in the 80s, but from Sunday until Wednesday, expect some rainfall. There's going to be a 20% chance of rain Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so be prepared for that. That's all I have for weather. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Justine. As we adjust to COVID-19, there seems to be confusion whether or not to wear a mask. When it comes to enforcing a face covering policy, one county has been in the spotlight for its mandate. Our reporter, Jose Alonso, has more.
Students need to understand the guidelines regarding COVID-19. There seems to be confusion among Governor Abbott's mask ban and UNT's mandatory testing. This isn't the only place where the public is confused. Maricruz Ontiveros travels from Dallas County, where mask rules are also complex.
Coming into classrooms, I was expecting to have like COVID procedures 6 feet or a couple seats away from people. In Dallas County, you see people put on their mask real quick before they go into the store. And Denton, I don't really see that.
Dallas County has been the center of attention in Texas. COVID's impact within it led to ICU beds beating capacity, especially during back-to-school season when children were most vulnerable. Dallas clinics are seeing how opinions on masks and vaccines are having on the public.
The impact on Los Baños Unidos staff has been huge. A year ago, all of us were heroes and on the front lines and getting a lot of support from the community. And we still are getting support from the community, but unfortunately, we're still fighting things like folks wearing masks. We're fighting things like people not wanting to get vaccinated.
With vaccine stigma on the rise, the Dallas County judge ordered a mask mandate, which was quickly challenged by Governor Abbott. I got to speak to Judge Jenkins on the way to a hearing.
In coming up with that mask mandate, we listened to what the doctors here locally at the big hospitals like UT Southwestern, Baylor, Parkland, and the health department had to say. And what they told us is, if we wear our mask, our numbers will go down And they did.
Are you worried about COVID's future at UNT in Dallas County?
That's my concern, what UNT is going to look like in the winter months coming up. And for Dallas County, the same. I really think the winter months are going to be really difficult with dealing with COVID unless we come up with some clear and concise COVID instructions.
While Governor Abbott bans schools from enforcing students to wear masks, UNT highly recommends we follow CDC guidelines, but ultimately, the choice is yours. We've already taken a look at so much, but we have even more for you coming up.
Yes, we do. After the break, we take a look at some tech innovations and go inside a local art gallery. Stick with us. Welcome back. You know, Michael, I love it here in Denton. There's endless activities in the city full of fun, liveliness, and creativity.
I couldn't agree more, Chanel. Speaking of creativity, our reporter Talea Munson tells us how and where to get creative right here in the city. Talea?
Thanks, Chanel and Michael. Denton has so much to offer with its creative entities that happen to be right around the corner. One establishment located on the square on Oak Street is an art studio that opened in 2009. The studio soon evolved into a gallery that consists of paintings, jewelry, sculptures, pottery, and more. This lively location tends to every customer's wants and needs. The studio also serves the community with art and pottery classes. Check out the Art Creative Studio website to learn more about its beautiful art, merchandise, and its unique entertainment. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks to Leia, residents of Little Elm in Frisco are about to be some of the first to experience store-to-door deliveries from Walgreens. Walgreens is partnering with Wing, which is a drone delivery company. The drones can deliver snacks, sodas, prescriptions, toilet paper, and even an at-home COVID-19 test kit to homes within a 4-mile radius of each location. This service is being offered at 2 Walgreens, one in Frisco and one in Little Elm. The Little Elm location is on 2774 El Dorado Parkway, and the Frisco drone delivery service includes the star campus of Dallas Cowboys. Walgreens says they will begin testing the service next week. Walgreens will be the first retailer to provide drone delivery services in the major U.S. market. These drone deliveries are hoped to minimize the amount of delivery vehicles on the road and ease traffic congestion.
Do you ever wish you could change certain aspects of your smartphone? Well, Samsung is allowing customers to do just that with their new Flip 3 smartphone. On Wednesday, during a virtual presentation, Samsung announced that they will now let users be a part of the design process. Up to 49 possible color combinations are available, so customers can reflect their personality onto their new mobile device. Of these combinations, there are striped back panels and different colored frames, including silver and black. This customization starts at around $1,000 and is available now on Samsung's Bespoke Studio website.
On Thursday, South Korea attempted to launch a dummy satellite into orbit. The rocket is a domestically developed three-stage Nuri rocket. While they were not successful, President Moon Jae-in announced that the rocket did complete an all-flight sequence. It reached an altitude of 700 kilometers above Earth while carrying a 1.5-ton satellite dummy. In 2013, the country did successfully launch a rocket into Nero, which Russia helped develop. However, the Kari said the Nuri rocket is built entirely domestically.
With all of the space news lately, it almost feels like we're kicking off another space race. It's a great time to be a sci-fi junkie.
Speak for yourself, Michael. For those of you who aren't exactly space savvy, sports anchor Jalen has some pretty big updates. Jalen?
That's right, everyone. When we come back, we have everything from the Conor McGregor lawsuit as well as the big news for college sports. Stick with us. Italian DJ Francesco Facchinetti claims he suffered a number of injuries following an alleged altercation with MMA fighter Conor McGregor. Francesco Facchinetti said McGregor launched an unprovoked attack at the St. Regis Hotel in Rome on Saturday, leaving him with injuries to his face and neck. Facchinetti says he was part of a group McGregor invited to the hotel for a party, but he says McGregor allegedly lashed out when he and his group said that they wanted to leave, claiming McGregor hit him on the mouth and the nose. On Tuesday, Facchinetti told CNN he decided to press charges against McGregor because the world needs to know the fact that he is dangerous. This is not the first time that McGregor has been in trouble with the law. Most recently, McGregor pleaded guilty in November 2019 to an assault charge after he admitted punching a man at a bar in Dublin, Ireland, according to ESPN. With the absolute chaos that's been going on with realigning conferences, it started at the end of summer when Texas and Oklahoma joined the SEC, which started a big domino effect in conferences. With Texas and Oklahoma joining the expansion of the SEC, it opened up room for many teams to move up to bigger conferences such as Cincinnati, UCF, and the University of Houston, moving from the American Athletic Conference to become Big 12 schools. This ripple effect has also affected the Mean Green. Schools like FAU, UAB, UNT, and UTSA submitted applications to move from Conference USA to the American Athletic Conference, and as of today, their applications have been accepted. Now leaves the big question. Now that everyone has moved up conferences, what is the new Conference USA going to look like? Who will join Conference USA? Even everything out again. While this has been going on all season long, I don't believe the chaos is over yet. The Mean Green had a tough week last week as they suffered a 49-21 loss against the Marshall Thundering Herd. With nothing working through the air, the Mean Green relied heavily on the run game with 277 team rushing yards, doubling the amount of team passing yards. 179 of those 277 yards came from running back DeAndre Torrey. Can the Mean Green redeem themselves this week against the Liberty Flames? I guess we'll just have to find out. The game will be Saturday at Apogee at 3 p.m. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jalen. Air Force Flight Medic Jerry Thorne had been deployed to Kuwait for 5 months, but yesterday he surprised his 5-year-old son at his school in New York. The touching scene was set up by Thorne with the help of his son's teacher. According to her, the reunion led her to a teaching moment with the students. The son's fellow classmates wanted to know why his father was a soldier. Before heading home, the happily reunited father and son shared some pizza and some wings.
What a great note to end the show on. Heartwarming, sweet, and most importantly, pizza.
Yes, pizza. I know for me, I don't like going on the internet to watch cat videos like a lot of people. I like watching those military homecoming videos. They're very sweet.
Really? Well,
join us again tonight at 6 p.m. here on North Texas Television.